I recorded all of it, all my feelings, all my thoughts. I actually recorded the whole story to put on a video, but snack time. Hello lovers, welcome back to Travel Snacks. Today's journey takes us from Savannah, Georgia to Duluth, Georgia. In today's episode, we get a surprise light show at the Botanical Garden. I get dissed on Valentine's Day. Do people still say dissed? Is that like a word? If it's not still like a word for disrespect or like whatever, let me know what people are saying. But anyways, I get dissed on Valentine's Day, but I make up for it by getting some delicious mini donuts in Duluth. So let's jump right in. Before I left Savannah, there was one more thing that I wanted to do, and it involves delicious sweet treats. So when I was at the visitor center, I was looking at all their brochures. There was one that said Bird's Famous Cookies, and on the brochure it said free samples. And I mean, you know I love free, and you know I love samples. So I got over here to Bird's. I got here at like 7 because I got up so early. They open at 9. It is such a cute place. The lady was super nice, and she was like, we have 19 different samples over here. And so she walked me to the back. There's 17 types of cookies and 2 types of little crackers. Pretty sure I tasted almost all of the cookies. I just stood back there for a long time, just like dipping in. And then like around the store, they have other samples just kind of like, not hidden, but just kind of like here and there. I'd say of all the cookies, my favorite was the lemon cooler. They're bags with individual cookies in them. They were $7.95, and I was like, I'm not about to spend $7.95 for a little bag of cookies. But they did have this. Look how cute is this box. Give me some sugar pecan praline cookies. It was $5 for this. I think it was on sale. They also had these little boxes, like, you know, the Chinese takeout box, but like smaller, and you could fill those with whatever cookies you'd like, and that was $5.95. It fits perfectly. And I love cookies. Now, my favorite type of cookies are the cookies that are almost underdone. They're like moist and just warm and stuff. These cookies are crisp cookies. I'm not really into that style of cookie, but these are really tasty. There's where they make the magic. They got a cookie truck and this cute little guy right there. Plus they've been around since 1924, so they must be doing something right. I do give Bird's Famous Cookies a thumbs up, as you should give this video. Bam! Alright, so now that I've gotten my sugar rush, I'm headed out of Savannah. Driving to Atlanta, and it just started raining out of nowhere, and it started raining so hard I put on my fastest speed on the windshield wipers, and I still could not see. I had to slow down to like 20 miles an hour. That was a little scary. I just got into Atlanta. Well, actually not specifically Atlanta, but a suburb. Just, I don't know if I'm north. No, I'm not north. I'm like, I don't even know where I am. South. Somewhere. As you may or may not know, my power bank broke. Instead of fooling around with an Amazon locker, I have a friend here, and I asked him if I could have my new power bank shipped to his house, and he said yes. And he has offered for me to stay with him for the next couple days to just catch up on some videos and just go exploring a little bit. Now, you know I keep it real, and also, I don't really know if I wanted to share this, but you guys are along for the journey, so I'm just gonna keep it real. This is my ex-boyfriend, but there's no romanticals going on between us anymore, and I'm gonna have my own space, so we're not sleeping in the same bed, nothing's going on. I got here last night, so we drove to downtown Atlanta. I'm doing my hair right now because it's Valentine's Day, and I never get to do my hair, and now that I have the bathroom, I can actually do a little something to spruce it up. We were driving around, it was a nice night, it was freezing though, and we were just driving, and we passed by all these beautiful lights, and then come to find out it was the Atlanta Botanical Garden, and they had like all these lights just blinged up. We were just driving around, and then we saw these lights, and we're like, skirt! Okay, so there's this Mother Earth at the Botanical Garden. I'm trying to get it, but there's a fence here. Kinda. It looks a little scary, but I don't have a Valentine, so I'm still gonna look nice for myself. And I got a lot of stuff to catch up on. So I think today is gonna be my day of running errands. We also went to this place, and I guess it's called a Magic Hole or something like that, which actually saying that out loud doesn't sound so great. But it's like a chain link fence, and there's a hole in it so that photographers and videographers can like shoot through it and get like the nice city. It's really cool, but it was very cold. I didn't have like a heavy coat, so I was like, I'm good. Freaking cold. Okay, got a little bump in this curl. Okay, so last night he tells me, I mean, it's not my issue to deal with, but I also feel like it's just weird now. He made it weird. But I think Valentine's Day has a vendetta against me for some reason, because some really bad things have happened to me in Valentine's past, and I've really tried to overcome and not focus on the negative stuff. But I don't know, people just like to try me on Valentine's Day. So based on that, I should actually hate Valentine's Day. But I choose to love, and I choose to focus on the loving things and the good things. Okay, I'm gonna break in right here and just say that this is a really difficult video to make because some things started to go south with the plan of staying at my friend's house, and I recorded all of it, all my feelings, all my thoughts. I actually recorded the whole story to put on a video, but I just don't want to go down that road. And I know it's disappointing because when I watch videos, I want to know all the details, but for right now it's pretty fresh, and I just don't feel good about sharing the details. It was nothing traumatic or nothing super over the top. It was just something enough to make me want to leave and not stay another night. When I left, I was really upset. The bummer part to that was that I ended up just being out in Atlanta trying to find parking, and I was like, also it's Valentine's Day and I'm feeling some type of way because it just kind of sucks to be alone. And so I decided to drive into the city, go to the Lenox Mall, and just walk around. And by the time I got there, they were only open for like an hour. So I went in and I ordered a pizza. I was like, it's Valentine's Day and I'm gonna eat this whole dang pizza. It was delicious too. It was a margarita pizza and it had like that balsamic drizzle on it. So I sat in the parking lot and just kind of felt sorry for myself for a little bit. And then I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna sit here and let this bring me down. You know what? Another Valentine's Day, down the tubes, and just wake up tomorrow and be blessed to have a new fresh day. Listen, I had a terrible Valentine's Day, but you can cheer me up by hitting the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and throw a like on it. Thank you. The next day, I made plans to hang out with a wonderful friend of mine, Melinda, who lives just north of Atlanta. So I went over to her house, and then she's like, let's go to Duluth because I want to show you a few things. Duluth is a really cute town. It has a bunch of cute shops and restaurants. So she wanted to take me to the Good Word Brewery and Public House. The first thing that we shared were the Parker House rolls. And these are just like really fresh rolls with like rosemary on top. And then they have whipped butter and jam. And the jam was more like an apple butter. Oh my gosh, they were so fresh and delicious. My friend Melinda got the Fungo Farms mushroom toast. Not something that I would have gotten because I don't love mushrooms, but it actually looked really good. I got famous fried chicken salad sandwich. So it's basically fried chicken and they pull it apart and they mix that up as a chicken salad. And then they put it on a Pullman bread, mixed greens, and a spicy dill pickle. It was so good. And as we were leaving, we saw a sign that said donuts, and we're like, we should probably peek in there. So we walked over there and saw that it's called Simply Done Donuts. And we still didn't really know until we got in there. And you can go off to the side of the counter and you can see them making the donuts. And they're these little like mini donuts. So if you've ever gotten those packaged donuts, they're like the powdered donuts or like the ones with coconut. They're just little kind of minis. And so they sell them in like 4, 6, 8, 12. So you get like a little box and it's so cute. Now you can get 6 of them for $7, which, I mean, it's a little pricey to be honest, but It's a specialty donut, so we decided to split 6 donuts, and they were all delicious. So here's the ones that we got. The churro, the sopapilla, the Samoas, which the Samoas are like the Girl Scout cookies, the Snickers, the one called Man Bait, which has bacon on it, and then we got the Elvis, which is peanut butter, banana, and bacon. That one was my favorite because it was super flavorful. The girls at the counter were super nice and patient while we stood there and just tried to take our time picking all the different flavors. After we left Duluth, we went back to Melinda's house and snacked on the donuts, but also I was staying the night at her house because she has a guest room, and that was super generous to offer for me to stay there. So I was at my friend Melinda's house yesterday, and we ended up watching 3 films about nutrition and being more plant-based. I don't think I'm gonna go vegan. That's not really the plan, but I could definitely see myself going more plant-based just based on some of the stuff. And honestly, like, I've been feeling like crap. A lot of times I dip into fast food, and so today I am getting back on my, trying to eat better. And I was walking through Walmart. I was gonna get a vegetarian lasagna, but then I saw this, and it's a Harvest protein bowl, 12 grams of protein. My friend Melinda is the nicest, and she sent me off with a few things. One of the things she sent me with is this nutritional yeast, which it just like, you sprinkle it on just whatever. You could put it on whatever, and it gives it kind of like a nutty flavor. And so she said to use it like you would use like Parmesan cheese. To me, I think it smells a little bit like popcorn. Buttered popcorn, so I think that's good. Just a little something, a little sprinkle. I don't mind like going plant-based if things taste good. Like, I love black beans, I love avocado, I love a lot of those things. I'm not a huge vegetable person though, but I will say over the past couple years I've really dipped my toe into the vegetable world, and I'm liking a lot more things. So I think I could definitely replace some of my meals with plant-based meals, and everything in moderation. That's what I always say, but whatever, I don't know. All right, now's a good time to be like vegetarian and vegan because there's so many things that you can do. Like, you can even do mac and cheese with like cashew cheese. That sounds great. So I'll keep you posted of how it goes, because it's already difficult to try to eat just anything on the road like this. I'm gonna just try my best. And I know some of you are probably like, oh my gosh, eye roll, here we go. And I'm that same person. I'm not kidding. Like, I'm always like, when people are like, I'm a vegan, I'm gluten-free, I'm dairy-free, I'm Tic Tac free, I don't eat marshmallows, I don't eat grapes. Actually, I am lactose intolerant, but I just take the lactate pills and still eat dairy. But get it together. Just eat any food that you want to eat. But in all fairness, after watching that movie, I was like, you know what? There are some things to think about when it comes to eating meat. I'm not that kind of person that's just like, oh, the poor animals. Animals are over humans and better than humans. But you got to draw a line with cruelty and just blatant torture. If I can do my part to eat less meat, I can, because I don't really love meat that much anyways. I don't know that I will achieve veganism. Maybe I will. Maybe as I go and it gets easier. One step at a time, one day at a time. As I'm on the road, I will try new things, and it'll be fun to share them with you in case you are somebody that would like to go more towards a plant-based diet, even if it's like a part-time plant-based diet. I got a good night's rest at Melinda's house, took a nice shower, and then went to church in the morning. And then my car breaks down, which is not a good thing when you're living in your car. So we'll talk more about that in the next episode. Snack time.